Welcome to Real Estate Investing for Professional Men and Women, the podcast that guides professionals to financial prosperity. Join our community and let's start building your wealth. Here's your host, Gary Wilson.
Hi, everyone. This is Gary Wilson, and welcome to this week's live Real Estate Investing for Professional Men and Women. This is the podcast for you. Typically, you're a professional, you're a business owner, and you want to invest the right way. This is not like smoke and mirrors type investing. We really do follow some basic fundamental principles that allow you to be more successful. And the best part of all is we have thousands of what we call investor agents all over the U.S. and Canada that we've trained to work with us investors. I'm an investor myself, obviously, and I years ago got my broker's license and then started training agents how to work with investors. So if you want to be part of that, go to myinvestmentservices.com. Click on members area, and you can just try it out if you want to and see what it's like interfacing with all these other folks around the world investing in the U.S. and Canada, and particularly have contact with agents like Youman, who I'll be introducing here in a second, okay, who are trained to work with you, all right? And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the podcast. It's on 30 some odd different channels, iTunes, iHeartRadio. But in any case, without further ado, let me please introduce Youman. Youman is a student of mine in Texas, and she and her husband have invested. So this is going to be awesome. If you want to invest in Texas, and most of you should, please pay attention to this. So Youman, welcome aboard.
Hi. Good morning. How are you? This is Youman Kouta. I'm from Sugar Land, Texas. I have a couple of properties in Conroe and the Woodland for investment, and I'm looking to invest more. That's why I joined Gary Wilson to learn more and make a lot of money.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that. If you could, for folks who are wanting to reach out to you to invest in Texas, and Sugar Land, for those of you who don't know, is outside of Houston. It's one of the Houston communities outside the perimeter there, and it's an awesome area to invest in. But Youman, if you wouldn't mind, kind of give us a little bit of background, paint a picture of who you are, where you came from, how did you get there, maybe what you've done in a prior life or prior industry, and then we can talk about some of the transactions you and your husband have done. Okay.
Okay, I'm Lebanese. I came from Lebanon. Actually, I was a midwife. I was not related to real estate at all. I came to the United States like 5 years ago, and me and my husband, we start our own business related to oil and gas company. And then my husband and me, we decide to invest our money in real estate. So that's why we start buying properties, and then we realized that these properties getting a lot of money from us when we rent them out. So we decide, and especially me, I decided to do real estate, to study it, to save money for the commission, and to involve a lot in the real estate investment. And that's how we start from there. And now we're good. We open another company called the Enterprise, and we're starting doing the business.
Wow. You're definitely doing it right. And one of the things we always encourage people to do, and for everyone listening to, is to not just have real estate investments and not just have a business, but to have both, because you can often leverage one to benefit the other. In other words, later on, as you build equity in your properties, you can borrow against that and use those funds to build another business. And also you can borrow against your business to buy investment real estate when you do it correctly. So we really encourage both. You're definitely doing it the right way,
Yes, that's what we're planning to do. Yes,
good.
Building an equity and then buy more properties and invest more and more.
Excellent. Well, if you wouldn't mind sharing, could you tell us a little bit about maybe the first property that you bought for as an investment, and how did you find it? How did you structure the deal? What were some of the numbers? Things like that,
Actually, the first property, it wasn't intended to be investment, but we bought it. It's a new construction. and we bought it. It's a low price too because we were the first person buy in this land. It was empty. Land was empty, and then when we live in it only 1 year, and then we decide to buy another one, bigger property, and then we rent it. It was like 230 in that time, and we bought it only for 15 years mortgage, so it wasn't that much. And then we bought another property after a year, and we moved to the other one, and we rent the first one. And then we live in the second one only 1 year too, and then we decide to move. And then we put it for rent too, the second one, and we bought another third property in Sugarland, actually in the south of Houston. And then now we're thinking for more. The second one was more expensive than the first one. It was around 350. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and the rent is higher than the first one. But we're good with this one. We find always the people because Houston and it's around always people moving and flipping, and so the real estate is worked so good over there. You always find people to rent. You're always there's property. The market is so good in Houston. So for investor people, if you want to come and invest in Houston, it's the great place to invest. And I'm the one who can help. If you need me, you can contact me, and I will be very happy to help.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can find my numbers on the Houston area. When I first taught there, I did the research, and let's see if I can find this here. Check this out. So number one is in the Houston Metroplex, for all the listeners here, the average home price, it depends on where you are, but it's just over the $200,000 mark, which means it's below the national average. So it has affordability. So in other words, you can flip in that market. But also the other critical factor is 57% of all the residents in Houston area are renting, which means you can definitely buy rentals there and do a good job with the rental market. You have plenty of business. You can actually do both. That's why we love the area. It's been hot. It's been that way for a while. And a lot of people will say, well, then everybody knows about it. Well, that's, maybe everybody does, but not everybody's taking action. And not everybody has access to the investor agents. You have to be in that community so that you have the right people working with you and for you. And these are not just regular agents. They're highly trained to work with us investors. So the first property was new construction. And the second one was a resale, I guess, like you bought it. It was already an existing home. Okay, awesome. Now going forward, I know you and I spoke about this before, but when you look at the market, you got flipping and rentals. How do you feel about buying a larger property in number of units, like a duplex, a triplex, a fourplex, things like that? What are your plans for you and your husband going forward?
Yes, we are planning to buy these kind because it's more easier to rent them, and it's more easier to flip it if you need to flip. And I have some investors, they're looking to this kind of properties, so I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna do fourplex, triplex, these kind of units, especially around the area, like near to the downtown, like the Galleria area. These hot area always go fast, like rent fast and or flip fast. Yeah, and even I have a lot of international people come and looking to rent now in these areas, especially because they're looking to come to Houston. So I'm willing. This is my goal to get these kind of units, and I invest, like I rent them. Yeah. That's so my goal.
Okay, good. About history always leaves clues, and success leaves clues. And what you'll find out if you're looking into this, anybody listening, is obviously flipping is going to be more fun. It's more glamorous. It's just more fun. But more wealth has been built by buying and holding rental properties than flipping homes. So it's really important that while you're having fun flipping homes, that you do accumulate some rental properties. Now, when it comes to renting, Youman, how are you finding your tenants? Like, what type of techniques or strategies are you using? Advertising, promoting. How are you finding your tenants?
For me, because I'm triple language, I speak Arabic, I speak French, and now in English, and I have a lot of websites. I have a lot of sites actually with Arabic, with the Lebanese, with like all the Middle Eastern people. They can't speak my language, so I'm more now famous in this side of the world, Middle East. Yeah, so
Okay.
a lot of people contact me because they don't know how to speak too much English with the other agents, so they prefer to speak the same language. So all my tenant, it's from immigrant or the immigrant or international, and even my investors from the Middle East too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm expecting the good for me coming.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I speak a couple language, that's why. I advertise on Facebook, on the website, and I'm with Keller Williams. Southwest is very famous brokerage, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm using the technology that they have too, and in the internet. That's all I do until now.
Yeah. Now, how long would you say on average do your tenants stay when you rent like that first house, for example, you rent it out? How long do those tenants stay? What's your history with the tenants? Have they been easy to deal with? They pay the rent on time, things like that?
Yes, they are. Yeah, they have to be qualified first before we let them rent. They have to meet the standard, the credit score, and they put the deposit. And they're until now, thank God, they're good. They're staying. I have both of them. They're renting, and they're gonna finish in one of them in April and one of them in February. And I'm looking for another one from now.
Good. The ones who are there now, how long have they been there? Have they been there more than a year?
Yes. One of them 2 years, and one of them, yes, changing every year. Yes.
Yeah.
It
Well, a couple of things. When you rent single-family homes, generally speaking, tenants will stay longer. They'll do things. They'll cut the grass and take care of the place. It's just less management intensive when you rent single-family homes. So when you screen them and qualify them, is there a process you use, like an online service to screen tenants, or how do you actually go about gathering information, like their job history and credit history, and then what's your screening process look like?
The screening, the credit history and criminal history, they just submit an application, the lease application, and that we submit it to Keller Williams, and they credit check them and see if they're qualified. Actually, the credit score should be above 600 to be qualified. And then we don't like evictions, we don't like this, and that's it. Application fee, it's only $45, and they qualify. We just sign the lease, and that's it. It's so easy to simple.
Good.
Yeah, it could be from for 1 year, could be for 2 years. It depends on the tenant what they want.
It just goes to show you when you do have a process in place and you follow the process, it's easier to select the better tenants who will stay longer and pay their rent on time and just basically take better care of the place. Something you mentioned about speaking different languages, Arabic, French, of course, English, that is a huge bonus, especially in a large metropolitan area. Houston's like the fourth largest metropolitan area in the United States. And I've been there a number of times. I've got family and friends there myself. I think I told you up in a Magnolia. So I got to see my Aunt Susan the other week. That was a lot of fun. And her husband flips homes, and you'll find this interesting too. You may want to consider this for you too in your business. What they'll do is, instead of flipping homes to sell outright, just a straight sale, they'll be the bank. So he'll take a house that's, low price, remodel it to be higher price, and then sell it. But he'll be the bank. He'll finance the owner and charge them a higher interest rate. And because Texas is such an owner-friendly state, he doesn't have many problems with, people not paying or defaulting. And even when he does, it's easy to. The foreclosure process in Texas is one of the easier states. So sometimes people can't pay, but they have a really good business there, and he's done, hundreds of properties like that over the years. Awesome example. So what I want to talk about now is, so when you're dealing with the tenants going forward, when they have a problem, do they email you? Do they call you? Do you send a crew out? Like, how do you handle ongoing maintenance and repair?
They email my husband, and my husband already sent somebody to take care of the situation. Like last month, they sent something about the AC, and then my husband sent them a guy to fix it, and we handle it right away.
Yeah, well, you have to. One of the best ways to be a good landlord is to be responsive and take care of the place. And, tenants will appreciate that. They'll stay longer, they'll pay the rent on time. Now, as far as location, where are the properties you know? I know you said one was in Sugar Land. Where else in the Houston area, or would you like to invest? Would you help other investors,
Oh, I like to invest in the area next to the Galleria area, because a lot of people, when they come from out the country, they like to sit next to the downtown or in the hot market area. They where everything close to it, like downtown, close to the suburban of the Richmond, Westheimer, like this around the area. Eldridge, they love it a lot. So that's what I'm thinking too. And even I'm start looking to this property to put it on my plan. Yes, that's
okay.
I already contact you on one of them. So
good
to see. I want to ask you something about him. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to discuss those with you. And, I've always used the calendar link to set up a call. Now, as far as timing goes, when was it that the first house, I think you said, was new construction. What year was that? How long ago was that?
2015.
So just about 4 years, almost 5 years ago now. Okay. Now, have you noticed, what have you noticed since you built that first house in 2015, as far as the market and the economy and, basic economically speaking, what are you noticing as far as people renting versus buying, and prices on the rent and on the purchases and prices on the rentals? And do you see that having any effect on your business strategy? So we're really looking for like timing and where the economy looks like it is right now, and where you might maybe suggest to people what they do. So in other words, in today's market, it might be better to get rentals than to flip homes, for example. So talk a little bit about that. What does your heart tell you about the timing right now, the economy,
Everybody now is scaring because the president next year voting. So a lot of people like holding their money. They're scared from everything. They're going toward renting more than investing their money in buying properties. For me, I'm not that kind. No, I'm not scared. I feel like the economic will be great, and instead you're renting. I prefer to buy and invest my money and put them in the right investment. That's my plan, like find the right property in the right spot in the right market, and then invest my money. Yeah, I'm not scared from the economic wise.
Yeah. Well, I love your answer, and I love your confidence too, because you're absolutely correct. Most people who invest, once you invest, you realize you can always invest. It really doesn't matter what the economy is doing. If it's going up, going down, there's always strategies to work in investing.
Yeah, real estate never failed any. Yeah, real estate always I trust in real estate. Yeah, it will not fail me.
Yeah.
Yeah, make me more successful and make me more rich or wealthy.
Yeah, that's right. Now,
Mhm.
one of our famous sayings is in real estate investing is some people say, "Well, I'm going to wait. The economy seems like it's at or near the peak. I'm going to wait and buy." We say, "No, don't wait and buy. Buy and wait. Buy and wait for the property." Yeah,
Buy and wait. Yes, you're right. You're buy and wait. Yeah, money bring money.
that's right. That's exactly right. Well, let me ask you this. We're kind of getting close to the end, but what suggestions would you have as someone? Let's just do like a role play, like a case study. Let's say I call you up. I'm from France. My mother's French, by the way, and I used to be able to speak French, but very, very, un petit, very little now. If you could, let's say I call you up because I saw your website online, and I see that you speak French, and I like that, and I want to invest in the Houston area. What are some of the steps I would go through? Like, do you interview me, or how do you qualify me? So if I was to call you, what the steps would you take me through to be able to work with you?
First of all, I'll call you, set appointment, see what's your goals, what you're planning to do, how much your budget, what you're gonna do with the investment, if you're gonna flip or just rent them out, or a couple of questions to know if you are qualified or not, if you are really interested or just like you want idea only. I'll send you a couple listings, see if you are if you are really interested in the area, so you give me your opinion about it. Like yesterday, I sent the property to the one from the Middle East, and he was asking me a good question, if how much you're gonna rent them if we buy it, and I told him how much. He said yes, it's a good investment. So you see he is serious about it. So he said, I asked him when he's coming to United States to start investment. He said, he gave me the exact date. So he's not joking. He is super serious about it. And I'm gonna prepare his list of the investment property, and he already put his budget, and we are going to work from there. He is already qualified.
Awesome. Good job.
For me.
That's right. Well, you have to, you're a professional, you're a business owner. And what I found out when I work with agents who are themselves investors or will want to be, and they're being trained to do that, and they think and feel and speak like a business person, that always attracts me. So I'm so glad you're doing that. I'm so glad you're doing the program to be certified investor agent, because I think you got all the right skills, and people watching us are going to recognize that. Now we got another moment. Is there any words of advice or any words of wisdom you can share with people? Because maybe your first one, maybe it was kind of scary. Maybe the second one was scary. But anything you can say to inspire people who are wanting to get started investing?
I'm gonna tell people, please don't scare, don't be afraid. Investment is very good tools to build walls, especially in Houston. Come to Houston and invest here. The houses bring a lot of money for you, and be confident in real estate. Trust real estate. It's a good investment. I know it's big investment, but it's not risky as they told you. It's not risky at all. It's very good. Come to Houston and meet me. Contact me at 281-610-6656. I can help you. If you have any question, I can answer you. Don't be afraid. Houston is very good area to invest. And to what else? Yeah, that's all.
Well, how about the so that's your phone number. How about an email address or even the website that's used? You may have a couple of websites, it sounds like. Could you share those too? And
my email address is ykouta, YKOUTA @kw.com. And my website, I have Youman Kouta @kw.com, and I have youmankouta.kwrealty.com. That's my website. I have Facebook page. I have Instagram page. I have a lot of pages. You can check Youman Kouta on all these pages. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, good.
Yes.
Well, I think I speak for everybody when I say thank you for sharing your precious time with us. I know you're a busy person, and I think everybody got a lot out of this because they get to see what it's like to when you're first starting out, and now they have somebody they can reach out to in the Houston area. So thank you for sharing your time. God bless you. And for everybody listening, thank you for participating. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Join up, go to myinvestmentservices.com and check out the members area and look for Youman out there. So everybody, we'll see you next week. In the meantime, take care and God bless.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Real Estate Investing for Professional Men and Women. Be sure to go to myinvestmentservices.com to join our community and start building wealth today.